Hopefully it sound pretty good out there. Just doing a mic check. Live and direct. Somewhere under the ozone. Sober these clouds, man. When the dust gonna settle? Red's prompt. What up, Red? See, let's get tuned in. Let's get tuned in. What up, bro?
What up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. The beat stopped as soon as you came on. That was amazing. Did you hear the music?
Yeah, but I thought that was because I started talking. What do you mean it stopped? It
I
stopped on
have
its
no
own?
idea. I guess so. No, it was just a beat like I was just playing until you got on.
Damn.
What's up, man?
Wow. Shit, man.
How you doing?
Good. Good.
It's been a minute.
Blessed to be still working through all this shit.
Essential stuff, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Essential guy. Essential guy.
Essential.
No, I was playing the album earlier though, bro. That joint, that Fool joint, bro. You
Thank
went
you.
in on this whole record.
I appreciate it, man. Shouts to
Like,
Fluid. Fluid produced the whole album.
for real, the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. We got together and we started. I started getting steady studio time like late 2018, early 2019, like going like 1 4-hour block every week, like just being like, and then doing homework in between, you know. I've always kind of been like, I love creating in the moment, but like a lot of times, like I like coming prepared, you know. So, especially when you're paying for studio time, you know, you want to maximize your time, but so I'd go in there once a week, and that was actually the first track we worked on was Fool. The very first session from scratch, made the beat. Najad, shouts to Najad. Najad played live guitar on that. He was in the studio that night, not planned to be. It's always the best situations, you know, when stuff kind of just comes together like that.
Yeah.
Some stuff you just can't plan. So like, yeah, man, that kind of set the tone for the whole thing. And I've been toying with like the name Curse of the Lucid Dreamer for the album for a while. And we were like bouncing ideas back and forth. Fluid and I, because Fluid also ran every session, recorded every bar on the whole album. And then shouts to Sice, who mastered it after the fact. So like we just had like so many people, like just very talented people that were a part of it in all different ways, bro. It was a lot of fun. Got Kuko Cigar on it, got YD, got Jay Lamont. Who else, bro?
Got mad flavor on it, bro.
Thank you, man.
I like how, I don't know, I think like out of everything I heard of yours, the sound meshes really well with what you do. You know what I mean? Like,
boy,
to me, it seems like y'all do it effortless.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Like, I really wanted it to be like, I feel like I've always tried to capture, like, I've always been 99% of the time a right to the beat type person, catch a vibe off a beat or a sample or a riff or whatever it is, and then start writing to that. And even more so, a lot of times the chorus. But like, I kind of wanted, it's always been like wanting to capture the whole ride, you know, like the highs, the lows, the experience in between of making it to that peak, going down to that low, and like 8 tracks. And like the goal was like essentially the intro is falling asleep, and then a dream sequence throughout a night's sleep, and it's everything like dreams, nightmares, what you would call a wet dream, because there's one like a sexy like song about females and just like a smooth song for that, and then like it ends with you like waking up and realizing they're like, yo, that was crazy as hell, and that was so inspiring. But like,
Wow.
now you gotta go and like do it all. You know, like it's not a new concept, but like it resonates with me, bro. Like the whole like getting too caught up in how awesome the
Right.
dream was, and
Right.
like when you lucid dream, like I've had dreams where like I rocked a stadium, bro. Like I felt in that dream, like I
Right.
sold
No,
out Madison
I've had
Square. And it's like
I've
you
had lucid
wake up,
dreams.
bro, and you weirdly you caught that adrenaline that
Right. You
in your
feel it.
head you're like, yo, that's what it would be like. Because I'm sure you like I may have never sold out a stadium, bro, but you get that high, bro, of
Right. Right.
being
Right.
on stage, and that high is achieved, and then you kind of get that next peak, and then like, bro, like so like I woke up and I was like, that was crazy. I feel like I just like did a show for like a sold out stadium, and then like I was inspired for like a day and a half, and then I just went back to normal. And I didn't like
Right.
it didn't send me to the studio, and I didn't go like make a track out of it. So like this was capturing like that frustration, but also
Right.
like how fun it is to really just be able to dive into your dreams and like do whatever the hell you want, bro. Like let it go where almost like a choose your own adventure, you know?
Right.
So
Right.
like that's
No,
what
that's ill.
that's
That's
what the
ill.
goal was.
That's super dope, man. Cause like I was gonna ask you why you named it that, but that's
Well,
super ill. That's
the
super
curse
cool.
is getting that feeling and letting that be enough instead of like actually going and achieving that dream or like putting that extra work in for that dream. Like instead of catching these little waves, like try to like wait and not necessarily wait, but catch that big wave and keep riding it. Because that's been like one of my struggles is I catch these like short spurts of like amazing inspiration and stuff, and then I'll be like, all right,
Right.
what's the next one? What's the next vibe we're gonna catch? What's the next? And like this was like finally like start to finish, about a year process. It's probably like 12 to 14 tracks, and we narrowed it down to 8 that made sense, and then kind of filled in the blanks on the features and like what made
Yeah.
sense. We had all the features ready, but like we wanted to make sure they were the right songs. And we got Chris Aranis as well. Shouts to him. Ill fucking bass player. He does a lot of live bass on it as well. The intro, like the first bass riffs you hear on the album is Chris. Like that shit kind of just to me like sets the tone. It's almost like a heartbeat.
Right.
Like when it starts, it's like doo 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 doo, and you're like kind of like all right. You kind of like it's that like mellowing down and getting to sleep. And I don't
No,
know,
that's
man.
dope.
I could talk all day about this shit, bro.
That's tight. Like for those that don't know, because I know I've been up to date with it. But Red has dropped a new album, and it's on all streaming platforms, right?
Yes, sir.
Called Curse of the Lucid Dreamer. So you can get it on Spot. You can peep it everywhere. Spotify,
Everywhere.
Apple.
The easiest. I'll put it in the chat right now. Jay Lamont, what's good? Sauce God, what's good? Um,
Oh yeah, I thought you say.
my my website.
But while you typing that,
Rebelsheep.com. Like rebelsheep.com is the landing page for everything right now.
okay, I'm gonna try to add that on here. Rebel.com.
But yeah, everywhere,
Um,
bro. Like just like so much fun to create it. And I've always liked the storytelling aspect of it. So there's like 2 tracks on there that are like a mini movie. And like I got crazy ideas to like put together like a 10-minute back-to-back like mini movie. Like, bro, it's like one of those like the album came out like 4 months ago, and like I just like that it's kind of just marinating and people are coming across it and listening to it. And like the thing is, I feel like the people who do like it listen again. And that's what's more important to me is like they listen again. They don't just like, all right, cool, that was cool, bro. And like you get like a like or something. Thank you for that. But like you want the person to like feel what you're saying. And I feel like the people who do sit down and listen to it, the 8 songs, it's like a half hour, 32 minutes. So like it's easy on like even like a moderate drive to like listen to it from start to finish and kind of like get to absorb it as a full album. And bro, the people that have connected with it a lot. And it's just, man, it's cool seeing all this stuff come together and actually seeing the people like respond to it the way in your head you hope they would. And it's just, I'm proud of it, bro. Like more than anything I've ever done. And that's not to take anything away from anything else I've released, but
right.
as a solo artist, you know, it's you.
I believe it because you sound real comfortable in the music. You sound like, I don't know, it just sounds like when I heard, I was like, damn, like, because I've always seen you adapt to different styles and things like that. Like, you're very fluid with it. No pun intended. But like when I heard you, like, as soon as I heard, I was like, okay, because I've heard you recent years. We've done music together, and it sounded like he was getting closer to it. And this just sounds like, you were like you knew exactly what he was doing. It sounded super effortless, but a lot of your stuff does. But to this, I was like, all right, this just sounded like proper reintroduction, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
I appreciate it, man.
what have you? I know you had a video recently. Like, what have you been doing like during the quarantine time frame? Like, what you been doing to promote the record since you've been on your run?
Right, right. So, Curse of the Lucid Dreamer, the intro that I referenced before, that's like the first track on the album, like falling to sleep, into your night's sleep, and into those lucid dreams. That album or that video dropped, I believe, back in February. That's out on YouTube and everywhere. And Rebel Sheep is the channel on YouTube as well. And then Orlando Weekly actually just featured Deep Space, which was really cool.
Right.
And
Super
Big
dope.
Fells did this wild animated video, super dope. And yeah, man, that was another thing. Like, just cool to get Orlando Weekly to feature it was just dope.
No, that's tight. They gave you super props on it. It's great content, and I hope you got more coming because it's just everybody likes what they see so far.
Yeah.
Um,
I got the quarantine. I definitely filled in the blanks on a home recording setup, so I'm at least being able to drop ideas and rough stuff at home, which is dope.
right.
Yeah, I definitely got some more coming, bro.
What like recently, like what you've been doing? I don't know if you've been doing like shows lately. You just been kind of low key in the studio, right?
Yeah, but I recently been collaborating with the Grand Collab. Shouts to the Grand Collab.
Word.
The part of the last
Great people
live
over
stream
there.
they did, and that was awesome. It's crazy because it's like a lot of dope people that have been on this scene for so long, and then like they all just like end up in the same room eventually, right? And then like
Right.
it really is a grand collab because all these people are just like bouncing these crazy ideas, and
Right.
it's a dope crew, bro. And the live stream performance was crazy to me because like I still got the weird like kind of butterflies like right before I go on stage because it's like it's like live television. You're like, oh shit, don't fuck up. You still there? But yeah, so it was
So
dope because you got that like the vibe of like doing an actual show in front of an audience, even though they weren't there. At least for me, it was cool.
no, everybody killed it. There was like 7 performers or something, but everybody was killing it. I like at first when I did it, I was like trying to like figure out, all right, let me just try to become like writing. It's weird rapping at the webcam.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
after like 2 songs, I just kind of felt comfortable and it just felt great after a while.
Yeah.
And then,
So
I
you
wanted to
started just
like,
getting in the rapper mode.
right. I wanted to like be in the chat though while it was happening, but I was just, you rapping. Well, like, because the chats, they're just cracking jokes and it's like constant
Yeah.
funniness all day. But what do you have like? What are your next goals that you got since just dropped the album? Like, what are your plans for? I don't want to say just the album, but forthcoming after that.
Well,
Where you?
like I said, bro, like I'm gonna let this album marinate for a while and like do a couple more videos. Just let them like let people experience the like hear the song and then listen to the album and then have a different song be there. All these different people are gonna have different introductions to the same album as the first song. Like you're either gonna hear the intro, you're gonna hear Deep Space, or To the Sky. Quite possibly the next video I'm gonna drop. So like there's different songs with different vibes and stuff, and it's gonna be cool to see like who gravitates to which songs because like I've had people like be very polarized on stuff, but it's cool because they're very passionate about the ones they like. But like how the other ones, I'd rather them be honest anyway, you know. But yeah, man, just keep promoting that. Like I feel like I'm just gonna just stay on the album for a while, and ultimately, the ultimate goal would be to do the full album live, interactive, almost like acting it out, bro. Like musical. I don't, you know, like straight up beginning to end, because all the dreams kind of tie together. And there is a cinematic version of the album that has not been released that has like what we call my dream concierge. That like it's like, what's up? Like when I get into the dream and he guides me through the album. So like we technically, so I got like a 35, 40-minute production that would be insane, bro. Like if we could put that together, that'd be my like big goal. Because this shit really is like a short movie, a random movie, but a short movie.
No, that's
that
dope.
would be like the ultimate goal. So like just keep perfecting all these songs. Because bro, it was crazy. I've done like 3 songs a lot of times. I added one more song, and the 4th song kicked my ass because I hadn't performed it all those other times. And it's like you take for granted, like rapping in the car and stuff. It's not the same, bro. Like it's good training, but it's not the same. 3 songs into a set, trying a new song out. It's like, so I want to perfect that, get the performance down like crazy, so we can add in that production, like change the scenery, like wild, bro. Like funny, hilarious, trippy, have some like lights and crazy shit going, bro. Like,
yo, you gotta let me know when you got another shoot.
Well, yeah, I got to get you as one of the characters, bro. There's gonna be plenty of characters.
Yeah, whatever. Even if I'm just there to see the
This is
magic, that'd
another
be
one of
tight.
those ideas, bro. This is a perfect example of this crazy idea that I've had for like a year since we've been doing this album and stuff that I've done a little bit, but I haven't acted on yet. So maybe this is me saying this shit in front of a lot of people, 6 people. But it's on record. We got to do this shit. I got to do this shit.
No, it's gonna keep getting remarketed, so don't worry. People gonna see more of this too.
But yeah, man.
Now I'm interested in what you sold me on it. Like that sounds dope. Cause just from what I seen on the first visual, I already know that it's gonna be fire. You know, cause that first visual was super clean and like I don't know. It was just real clean, man. Like so it's like I don't know how else to put it, but it's like I was glued. You know what I mean? When I seen the first video, and I was like, wow. So if y'all got more of that, like, I'm in. I need 2 tickets.
Let's go. But yeah, bro, I can't wait till it's safe to perform in public again.
Nah, right? That's the thing. Like, I've been hearing so much dope music and making so much dope music. I'm like, damn, you want to go to a show, or like I want to perform this or whatever. Like, how have you been dealing with that feeling?
Like I said, bro, maybe that was another reason that I got butterflies when I did the live stream, because it's the first time like I'd rap for anyone besides like myself or my girlfriend, you know, in like a long time.
Right.
It was almost like going back to the gym, you know, and working on a muscle you hadn't worked on in a while.
Right.
But love it, bro. And it's the same thing. It's like anxious. Want to be anxious, bro. I want to go out and like actually grab a microphone in my hand and like perform.
Oh man, can't wait.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like as far as like, because you've done a lot of albums, you know, from what I've heard, like you've done mad albums. What do you think out of all the times, you know, your years on the planet? What artists or who do you kind of like attribute some of your influences to since you up until this point?
Shit, bro. All right, so much, man. I've been a sponge, like just like everything that I've liked or like heard and gravitated towards. Like there's so much different stuff. Blues, old rock, like Jim Croce and stuff. Motown. My parents listened to a bunch of Motown, so like that was early on. Like the rhythm and the drums on that like immediately caught my ear. And then early on, I mean, bro, when I was really young, like MC Hammer and like Crisscross and stuff, bro, like for real in the early 90s. But then after that, I was always a big Biggie fan. Ludacris, I'd say. But then like probably Most Def. Most Def like is to me one of the cleanest, most intricate rappers, and his ability to sing and his melody and his tone and everything. Right. Like to me, the voice is just as important as any other aspect of a rapper. Like everything plays its part, but like to me, a voice is just as important. That's your instrument as a rapper per se. Like you're able to use that with your cadence, your melody, whatever, manipulate the sound and complement whatever song you're on.
Right.
Most Def to me is like he's up there. There's so many.
No,
like,
he's super dope.
You could like name 3 more rappers right now, and I'd probably be like, oh, yep. Like name 3 right now.
Yeah. I mean, I would if I were to name 3, I would probably name Mos Def even if you didn't, because like I feel like he's got everything and then some as far as like just MCing and like as a musician. And
to me,
just
like,
as a vocal.
Like Traveling Man is one of my all-time favorite songs. Any genre, like that just speaks to me. And he just goes off, and to me, it's just crazy. Flawless. Like I can't even to this day, bro. I try to like keep up with the verse. I wish. I know bits and pieces. But
and then he goes in and out of the singing.
Oh, it's insane. Minasan, everybody got me if I say Ichiban. Like he's like speaking out like bro, like
phenomenon.
Southern rap, soul, like blues, like Outkast was big. Even newer stuff like Alabama Shakes. You ever heard of them? They're like a southern rock group. Female lead singer with this just gravelly, beautiful, like awesome rock and roll singing voice, and then they all just shred on guitars and stuff. Like to me, I hear something like that, and then I hear the drums break down, and I just want to like rap some like blues, like I hear it on everything. It's lo-fi too. Like it's so random. Like I've been really working from home lately. Lo-fi has been like the best. You just put it on and just like sit there and nod your head and work, and you're just like in this like, but also rapping over it. Like it's I don't even know if it's meant to be rapped over really.
Bro, if I play lo-fi, like I can't help but rap. Like I'll try to like relax in the house.
It's just you're like talking to yourself, and all of a sudden you're rapping.
My girl be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I just had like 4 fire lines." Like,
bro, it's so funky. I'll be listening. I have Apple Music, and the playlist. You know, you can go by mood, and it's like stuff like that. And like, I had like a chill mix, and then there was like a lo-fi beat instrumentals, bro. Like every other beat, I look at it, take the name, open up my notes, and just put the name of the track and the guy's name, and just leave it blank, and then go back, and then be like, all right, so I'm gonna go back and search that beat and start writing later.
Right. Just I
had bookmark, like 20. Like the other day, I was listening to this instrumentalist. I probably ended up with like 15 new notes. That's my problem. I overwhelm myself. I get like all these beats are so dope, and then gotta like.
I put it on the TV. I put it on the TV, and then I'm like, "Yeah, here's something." I'm like, "Yo, I got to Shazam that real quick." Like,
yes,
I'll stop whatever. You be in the middle of doing something, I'm like, I'll be right back.
Yes. Yo, have you heard of or listened to Michael Kiwanuka?
Michael who?
Kiwanuka.
No, what's that?
Just look him up, bro. He's
Kiwanuka.
Michael Kiwanuka. He's a British, I guess, like blues, rock and roll, soul. Amazing, bro. Amazing.
Kiwanuka.
You gotta look him up. Like I think there's a story about him. Like he got invited to a session with Kanye. Kanye invited him to a session when he was working on Yeezus, and
Mhm.
he like got there and Kanye was like, you know, there's like not only the two of them in the room, it's like a studio session, you know, there's a lot of people in there, and he's like sitting in the corner, and he like got so intimidated. He just like looked around, he's like, bro, I don't feel like I belong here. And he just like dipped out. Kanye was like, yo, where'd Michael go?
For real?
This dude was just like, I guess like, yo, sorry, bro. I just kind of was so overwhelmed. I had to leave. But this dude is like, belongs in,
You guys kind of freak me out.
he belongs in the room though, is like the crazy part about it. Like this dude is
Right.
insanely talented. I don't know, I get crazy, bro. Like when I find someone I like, I deep dive. Like I look up I want to, all right, dope song. Let me hear something else. They got albums or just singles. All right, now
Right.
I want to hear them live. Do they have any live performances? What do they sound like live? Do they look and sound like what they do on song? And then after that, okay, they seem cool. Let me see an interview. I want to see what they just like talking and stuff. And like he's one of those people. Like I just went down the rabbit hole, bro. There's like a 20-30 minute live video of live performance of him on YouTube in some like orchestra hall. It's amazing.
Damn, word?
It's amazing.
Man,
you're gonna listen to it. You're gonna thank me, bro. It's like
I'm under a rock.
Michael, and it's all these playlists. That's what I love about it. You find a lot of dud songs that you like go right.
Michael who? Michael Rappaport? Who he said?
Nah, Rappaport. Yeah, right.
Who is it? Michael who?
Put Kiwa and it should come up. Kiwanuka.
Okay. Oh wow.
Play Hero or You Ain't the Problem.
All right. So this is a new Red Simpkins collab feature with Michael.
I wish. I don't know enough about this guy. He's probably got Grammys already, bro. He's on his third album. It's great music.
I'm on my fourth. I'm just kidding.
What'd you say?
I'm on my fourth. That's what's up. I'm gonna check him out. So this is somebody like you be vibing out to when you're creating, or like
that kind of stuff, bro. Like I like listening to all different stuff. I honestly like. It's tough to find new rap I like, and I know that can sound like a snobby thing to say as a rapper, but like it's just my personal preference. I haven't found much new stuff that it's like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like the new Run the Jewels, that shit's dope as hell. But like I know about Run the Jewels. Like not to say, I mean, bro, their shit's awesome. But
right.
So like I listen to a bunch like Kiwanuka, bro. That the lo-fi, like all this like guitar and piano riffs, like kind of take me down these different avenues, and I just go with the vibe. The soulful, I keep going back to the soulful stuff, bro. Like I always like kind of stray, and then I'm like, nah, I need something with like an organ and some trumpets.
No, it sounds fire, bro. I hear his voice is crazy. Like,
it sounded like it came out like 40, 50 years ago.
right. Oh my gosh. Nah, this is tight, bro. I'm definitely gonna tune into that because like
I like stuff like that. It sounds timeless, bro. Like it came out now and it's crispy, like it came out now. But that sounds like it could have came out, like I said, like 50 years ago, like 60 years ago. Forget it's 2020.
No, I like that. It's like vintage sound, you know. Even and they might be like a younger artist. I like when you find somebody that's like reminiscent of that. Before I forget, because I forgot last time.
Yeah.
We want to play a joint or two off the album, man. What would you say I play right now, man? I know you mentioned To the Sky. It's coming up.
Go ahead and hit him with Fool.
Fool?
Hit him with Fool.
Let me run that. All right, so y'all can tune in. Tune in to Red Simpkins. You can peep it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all that. We're going to play Fool off the new album, Curse of the Lucid Dreamer. Here's Fool.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Hey, I try to keep chasing my dreams, but also need a way to a means. What might like to be a movie, but being in it can change your perspective of your favorite scenes. But y'all can't rain on me, trying to put your pain on me. Been at it for a minute, I ain't falling for the game. She can ask around the city, I'm the same OG. Hey. So for a month on her own dime, nothing to show but supplies with her name on it. Shit, if he had decided to the budget and a little dose, fuck it, would've made it with the game on it. Hey, yeah, now I hover the line, I corporate America, and the love of my life. And it's on this game, focus when your mind knows what your heart's feeling, and you keep trying to push it to the side like it ain't real life. Like I don't wake up, but I'm here on the night. So they tap me on the shoulder, and put me on the light. Looking dead in the eyes, it'll be alright. She smiles, knowing that it's all lies. Inside, it's been 3 months since you had a good day, digging and shit. No rest, fighting over usable stuff. I don't tell her that she couldn't fuck enough amongst other issues. It's just another bump that we'll get through, trying to find a silver lining in a shitstorm. Been winning for a while now. It's sad, but we only color because I'm trying to stay warm. I'm not tears to shed for my struggle. Sorry for myself. Won't help. But hell is what I get for living in a bubble. The mirror, what you want to is bad for your health. That's why they call me a fool.
Where them fire at? Show them fire.
Cause I keep chasing the moon. No worry, I'll be the soul. They saying that I should be famous already. My body all covered in ink. Well, their opinion ain't paying my bills, so why would I care what the fuck they think? The problem is I do them. Man, I do anything for the kudos. If I told you there was fortune and fame for the taking, but it was on Pluto. Would you go?
What?
Shit, I got my bags packed halfway out the front door, hit the 528 to NASA. If they can't help me, I'll call up Tesla. Elon, man, it's been too long, don't need to mess up. It ain't dinner, but it's like a request, can't hang another single minute untouched. I'm so close to my tipping point, but can't push over the ledge. Plus, I'm all out of dumb luck. It's the curse of the lucid dreamer. When the holidays came out with a new demeanor. Stop trying to say that I'm a waste of talent when you don't even know if you would use it either. Easy to stray, just like it's so easy to say what you would do with another new secret. Man, I love this rap shit. I still record heaters. I think I use into speakers. I got a family to fuck with me, and they don't care where I get my energy. As long as I'm honest and stand by my product, man, we gon' be richer than they can ever. I'm out of tears, too sad for my struggle, sorry for myself, won't help, but hell is what I get for living in a bubble. The mirror, what you want to is bad for your health. That's why they call me a fool.
Tune in. Tune in. Tune in.
Don't worry, I'll be the soul.
Whoa. Crazy. I love that joint, bro.
Thanks, man.
Fire. Y'all can
That,
tune
that
in.
one's like a nightmare. That's like the nightmare.
That's the
like
nightmare?
people just pretty much pointing and laughing at you, right? All your biggest dreams and aspirations, and they're just being like, bro, you're a fool, bro. Stop fucking chasing those fucking dreams, bro. You're a fool. And kind of just like, so that's like the intro. You fall asleep, and then it's like right into a fucking nightmare, bro. You want to get that out the way. You want to get the nightmare out the way, bro.
That's dope. That's super dope. All right, that's super ill.
So it's almost
I was
like,
gonna ask,
like just like the monsters, bro. They're coming. You know what I'm saying?
right. I mean, I like personally, I like creativity like that. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's just a twist on whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Like being that you did a theme, that's super ill. I was gonna ask you, man. What do you nowadays? You know, everybody rap. You know, we've been rapping for over 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think helps you stand out amongst everyone else in this time? You know what I mean? Like, aside, you know, you got a whole sound. I already know, but what do you think?
Yeah. I think it's the like the relatability. Like, I like to speak on life, man. Like the highs, the lows, and the in betweens. Like the good, the bad, the ugly. And like it's just real relatable, like a relatable take on it, like how to handle it, how to like get through it. And then like, you know, there's gonna be some slick talk in there because I'm a rapper, bro. Like that's part of the craft is like making
it's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. Like so like, but it's very like like conversational, relatable, like you hear my music and you're like, you know what, man, I could probably go get a beer with that dude and like sit down and have a cool conversation and have like we could talk about some shit. Like I'm just like,
right.
you know, like that's what I think makes me stand out. It's just kind of like I've kind of finally found like, yo, this is me, bro. Like this is what it is. This is what like I talk about. This is how I get my emotions out and like get stuff off my chest and like present it to y'all over dope beats, because the beats is to me like that's the first thing. Like I got it. Like I hear some shit and you get that, I call it bitter beat face. You know, they had the bitter beer face commercials and the dude had like the note, yeah, the bitter beat face, bro.
Right.
Bitter beat,
Right.
like, yo, what the fuck? So
Right.
like I just like I like searching for those moments, man. Like hearing that piece of the sample or like that drum, and it's like, hold up, what was that? And like,
Hey, go back one. Go back. No, that's that one. The other one.
Bring that back. Like I love.
You know what I'm talking about,
bro. So that's the process to me. I love the process.
Right.
And there's days that it's very challenging, but especially when like even once a week going to the studio, knowing that on Tuesday night, it's like having once a week class in college. You're like, either you did your homework or you didn't do your homework. Like, and you know what's kind of like you going in knowing either you're going to be trying to finish your assignment the first three quarters of class, or you can present at the end and hopefully you get it, or you can come in with it already and do your presentation the whole time and like master the presentation. So like that's what it's tough even once a week to know I got to be ready on that night. But like that's why the creating from nothing, like it's awesome. But then like at a certain point I got to get out of it, or else I will fuck with samples, and Fluid and I'll sit there for hours going through stuff and starting beats and starting verses, and they're like, no. I'm like, all right, bro, finally we got to reel this in. We got to start working with direction and like finishing things. And like that's when you got to snap out of it. Like, all right, what am I working on? What do I really think is gonna come to something? What do we both agree on is really dope and needs to be finished? And then what do we both disagree on, and how are we gonna fill in and why do we both think that those things belong in the final recipe? So like that's what I like, bro, from beginning to end, everything. Crafting the tracks, crafting like putting the album together. That's when the imagination just starts like taking a mind of its own.
So I know y'all probably spend a lot of hours on this in the studio. What's like what was your favorite song to do out of all of them? Like, you know, was like the most enjoyable session, I guess. Like, or just something that
I'm telling you, the one I will say most enjoyable to see finished, and that I am the most proud of seeing through from beginning to end is the payoff.
Wow. Ironically.
The payoff. And it's a 6-minute story track about being down on my luck and deciding to pull some fucking like heist shit at a poker game and steal a bunch of money to get like back on my feet. And it's like in my dream, but the whole concept is like, I don't feel like I need to explain this. It's not on some, I'm gonna go rob a poker game. It's, I'm in my dreams and I can do whatever the hell I want. So why not take advantage of this opportunity to go pull a fucking poker heist? You know what I'm saying? And get away with no consequence. Turn it into like this crazy escapade, like shit. So like,
I got away in a helicopter.
What is that?
So you get away in a helicopter, you got like some crazy schemes.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And then the next song's called The Getaway. That's what the payoff's the first half of that movie I'm talking about. The payoff is like crazy. I got my girl on there talking to me because she's part of the scam. Like we got her cocktailing at the poker game and she's scouting it out, and these dudes got all this money and shit. Oh, bro, it's wild. To me, I had this idea, and then I had to literally like map out what part of the story I had to be in and what part of the song, or else it was never gonna end. Like I kept writing,
Right.
getting to like 6 minutes and being like, bro, I still gotta put all this detail in if I want the story to be what my idea was. And then I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta step back for a second and be like, all right, what needs to happen, and what am I just like trying to get extra descriptive, like
Right.
tangent wise with? Because I'm like, oh, that sounded cool. Let me talk 4 bars more about the way she's dressed. And it's like, I didn't need to do that, bro. I gave 2 bars. That's all you know, like go on with the story. Get the story. So like when that finally, it was almost like writing a script, bro. It really was, because it was like here, and then it's like, all right, it needs to be like here. So we gotta do boom, cut this out, put this here,
Right.
flip this, boom. And then we did a couple cuts, a couple of things. Got my homie from high school. Shouts to Asher Wildman. He's probably not checking this out, but if he is, what's up? He's actually a news anchor locally, and I got him to come and drop the dope outro, like an actual newscaster talking about a poker game getting robbed and everything, and it sounds so official, bro. Like it's just so dope.
Yeah.
So like we took all like everything, bro. Like we need that. We need the anchor man talking about there's da 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 da, and there's no money found, and they're wondering where like everyone's at. No,
You did a video. You did a video for this one.
No, bro. So that's the movie, bro. Like I have big plans for that, but like I hate to say it, COVID and everything, bro. Like kind of put it to a halt. And I don't know when it's gonna happen, but that's the goal, is to have that happen. And then we get it, bro. And then the getaway, bro, is like tropical paradise, rolling in dough. Opened up a tiki bar in the middle of nowhere and making just enough money to launder and stay afloat, so I never have to work again, type shit.
That's dope, bro. That's
just
dope,
weekend
man.
of Bernie for the rest of my life.
How soon you got, like, you really gonna put it out now though, right? You got to now.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole movie.
But I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, bro, it's a matter of like what I want to do comes with a budget, and I'm very resourceful, but I've sat down with people and numerous times budgeted everything. It's gonna be a move, bro, but like yes, it's gonna happen. I'm making it happen, bro. But it's gonna be insane. Like it's gonna be so cool.
Let me know. I'm there for the behind the scenes.
I need some Scarface.
Hey, I'm there, man. I carve them up real nice for $5,000. No, what? I got a couple questions before we slide. What's like an interesting fact?
I got a friend. Say hello to Luna.
Hey, Luna, how you doing? What you eating? Friskies?
All right. So what's up?
I mean, that might be one of them. What's a fact, an interesting fact that people might not know about Red Simpkins? Like, what you like, man? What's something about you?
I will say that the whole concept of like the poker heist and everything comes from me playing a lot of poker.
Right, I remember.
I love poker. Like, yeah, I love everything about it, bro. Like the mental side, the whole strategy, math side, everything.
So,
like that's like anything else, bro. Like you gotta like study at that to like stay up on your craft with that. Just the same way you gotta keep rhyming and writing.
right.
But that do typical white boy shit, man. I golf. not in this weather though.
You've been golfing for like 15 years now.
Yeah, I mean I go.
Right?
I dabble. I'm like by no means like I'm golf shark or anything. My brother's really good. He's like a scratch golfer. Shouts to Paul, Poppy Paul. But yo, you remember my brother at the lounge battles getting hyped when me and Madness were battling?
Yeah.
You said that shit last round. He's like,
Oh,
yo,
he's
who
doing
is?
that golf.
Like, who? Madness looks at me. He goes, yo, who is that? I go, that's my brother. He goes, damn. He goes, oh, bro, my brother was getting hype, bro. That shit was hilarious.
Man, that footage might be out, man. I know that there's been a lot of footage circling like
What's the
of the.
Ozone Legends, bro? Ozone Legends. We need to get some old battle footage, more battle footage.
Yeah, man. I know Lounge Battles 2 and 3, and I think two through 5. I was in them, and I know there was some good battles that those them years. I know you went to like the finals 3 years or something like that, or you
I
won one or
I
two, right?
lost. I think I lost first lounge battles to Critical in like with 8 left, and then the next year I came back and lost to Madness in the finals or the quarterfinal. I think actually no, because he battled that other white dude, Johnny
Johnny Unstoppable.
Johnny, yeah, the dude who called Gotti with the bitch hits. Remember Johnny? Was it Johnny Unstoppable? Remember they were battling on the balcony and everyone was just like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bro, that shit was wild. No one's done that since. Ooh, that was dope. I lost to Madness. That was the final 4, and then Strat. Man, rest in power, bro. Strat. Him and I in the finals, he beat me. And we went to overtime. That shit was at the old Will's Pub in the back. That shit was.
I was there. That was probably the best. I think that was like the best. I seen like everybody went in that night. Like everybody went in. And 4 and 5 were crazy. The one at that beach place was crazy. All dope.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was so many.
Place over in like Kissimmee.
Yeah, that was ill.
Oh, that was
I thought it was dope.
It was like nowhere, and then you're like, what the hell?
I don't know. It's like paradise in the middle of the woods.
Yes, yeah, that was wild. I think Cap and I were supposed to battle Surgeon General and Mosh, and it did. I forget why, but it didn't go down. We had written it and everything.
Damn.
Bro, I
remember.
I had terrible luck.
That was when they stopped doing that at clubs for a while, but it was dope, man. Every year, you was tearing it up every year, man. I remember those days.
That was like
I hope that's proof, man.
Bro, if you could.
I think Madness got it. Madness got everything.
Dude, bro, there were just so Storm too, bro. Where was Storm in the lounge battles?
Oh man, he won a bunch of them.
The finals.
The beach.
Huh?
He won the one at the beach. He won like the last 2, I think. I want to say.
But he wasn't.
But I was
the early ones.
A couple years. Nah, Madness won a lot of the early ones.
Bro, Matt.
I think Madness won the first 2.
They're
Then Strat.
Yeah.
Then I think that there was one year where Madness won when he beat the Source in the finals. Then there was another year where I think Storm won against High Collide. I think that was like the 4th one.
Yeah, High Collide was a beast too, bro.
Like the last 3, I think Storm took.
Dude, there's got to be some footage out there. We had footage. Cap, come on, Cap. I know you got footage. Cap got
no Cap.
Cap got the footy.
I got what? So you ain't working on no new music. It's just you working on the film right now, getting the whole thing right.
Bro, like release wise, like I'm gonna drop. I've been working on like a quarantine EP. They got like 5 or 6 songs. Been getting some dope collaborations, and but I don't really have a plan per se for it. We'll see.
Just making jams.
Yeah, still make it like because I got the recording set up at home now. It's like I'm always messing around with something.
I was gonna ask, like, did you, if the whole pandemic affected your creativity, but so you've been recording at the crib and just going in dolo, right?
Yeah. I mean, I will say that it's not the most like uppity happy music. I think the stir crazy is more coming out, and like it's just kind of like a way to like escape sitting around the house for a little while,
right?
While still being at the house.
your little it's like a lucid daydreaming.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
What I was gonna ask, just like some out of your opinion, like how do you feel being that we all got these capabilities now, you know, to use the phone, the internet, how do you feel like artists can impact the culture as a whole? You know what I mean? Being that we just have these devices that allow us to tap into things at any given moment. Like how do you feel like we can help out or improve the culture of hip hop? You know, not just locally, but like just what we all do, you know what I mean? We known each other for years and
Yeah.
you know, something that you might think.
Man, I mean, like I think the way that it enables everyone to connect, and like you could do a show with someone you just like connected with last week. Oh shoot, I never heard you before. You're dope. Like just boom, start a live show. I think that's dope. I think it's also tough because, like you said, literally everybody can do a live show. So like it does have its downside too. Like where do you, like you're almost, I'm a firm believer in focusing the energy and like building something and like with a foundation and then make it like a super outlet instead of all these different performances, channels, whatever you want to call it, going all these different ways. Like you don't have to be like a part of a crew to still be like down with people and like to collaborate on stuff, you know, like people,
Right.
like people take that I think a little too literal sometimes. Like you can just you can collaborate on stuff, like you don't necessarily, and you can collaborate a lot with someone.
No, for real.
And just like build the relationship off that and then still do your own thing. And I think those collectives are becoming a bigger thing now. Like the Grand Collab too, like everyone's doing their own thing, but then like y'all got together yesterday and I'm so upset I couldn't go. But and then just crazy like studio session and all these dope people on the same track. Like it's awesome.
No, you're right. I agree, man. It's heavy traffic, but like, you know, when you do stuff like creative, like what you're doing or what Grand Collab got going, it makes people like, hey, I'm gonna check that out because it's not just some guy rapping by himself. Right. You know what I mean? Walking in the park or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, I think when you have something that stands out, like what you're doing with the videos, the visuals, all the content, you know, that movie, I already see it in my head, like, and I already know where you're gonna go with it. Like, it just feels like it feels like it's almost. I feel like you already filmed half of it. You know what I mean? Like in
my head, yeah. See, I watched the whole movie 100 times in my head.
Yo, definitely, man. We got to do more stuff, man. I wanna play another joint. I don't know how much time we got left in here, but I know it's like an hour.
That's
you
fine.
Want me to play another joint before we leave?
Play Deep Space, the one that just came out.
Deep Space.
Last song on the album. Essentially, the point where I realized that I've done all these different experiences throughout one night of dreams that I like. I mean, literally standing, looking out at the galaxy, being like, I literally now know I can go anywhere, do anything, and like make it happen. That's Deep Space. Last album, last track on the album.
Here we go. Sound good? Let me know if I need to turn it up.
Fuck are we?
Tune in, Red Simpkins. All platforms.
Try not to rap about rap anymore. At least I'm here to make a bigger impact. Took a shot at the moon and hopes I bring back the cure to Earth's problems. And my syntax is the intergalactic. Return of the Mac. Rock more simplified. Then I faded to black. Next planet. The image on my arm like that. How the hell they pull up in that? They can't stand it. I made it cool. I withstand the damage. I play it cool and stand advantage. We just move a bitch stand together when shit get the cracking them with all the action. Countdown for the black dog. Tonight we gon' journey through the cosmos. Close the window and I'm freezing my ass off. Buckle up, next stop, only God knows. Get a dream state. Every memory of next days with me, I can keep stay. I can hold it, but believe I know what it takes for me to be great. And tap into it, and maneuver through it, and that's it. Deep space. No gravity. Going in and out of my fantasies. Going toe to toe with the tragedy. For your majesty, looking for amnesty. You somehow, y'all mad at me.
Let's go.
Every memory of makes days with me like you keep saying. I can't help you but believe I know what it takes for me to be great. Tap into it, never knew it, do it, and that's it. Deep space. Got me stuck in a dream state. Every memory of makes days with me like you keep saying. I can't help you but believe I know what it takes for me to be great. Tap into it, never knew it, do it, and that's it. Deep space. Yeah, this was for the dreamers. Anything is possible if you're a believer. Keep your mind strong. They just don't because they weaker. We just scratch the surface. We can take it deeper. This was for the dreamers. 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 There comes a point when the line between dream and reality is erased. Leaving it up to the senses to hash it out. That place is my home. That is where aspirations are born, goals conceived, ideas planted, and craziness believed. It's random but beautiful. All of my deepest desires within the reach of my cuticle. But I know if I keep asleep, it will never be usual, and I'm not okay with just suitable. So the fight within resumes to be more than the space I take up. Imagination is great, but don't mean shit if I don't wake up. This was for the dreamers. Anything is possible if you're a believer. Keep your mind strong. They just don't because they're weaker. We just scratch the surface. We can take it deeper. This was for the dreamers. 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 This was for the dreamers.
Wake up!
Bro, I used to have that alarm clock, bro. I used to hate that.
It's the worst.
You know, when you hear the clock in your dream and it's like something else in the dream, and it's like, what is it?
Yeah.
And like it goes like, oh, it's the clock. Damn, that joint is. I heard that one. I'll be honest, I haven't played them top to bottom. I like missed some of the middle, but I heard that joint. That joint is crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's a good listen, man. I really feel like we put together a very good album. I've always been a very analytical person when it comes to like the order of tracks, and transitions are like huge to me. Like an awesome transition can like make something like I'll love an album after that. And then also the same way, a weird ass transition sometimes make me skip a whole portion of an album. And it sucks because I'm not giving the next couple songs a fair chance, but like in my head, like it's like an OCD thing or something. I'm like, oh bro, that's not fucking weird. Hold up. So like to me, like I really put a lot of thought into like how is it gonna play, like from start to finish. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna do anything over like 10, 12 tracks again.
I agree though, man. I mean, that is short and sweet. Like, you know, in this day and age, we only got 20 seconds left. So, you know,
yeah,
it's a great album. I suggest everybody tune in, buy it, purchase it, stream it.
Yeah.
You got 15 seconds, whatever you want to say, Red. Whatever you want to say, signing off.
Check me out, rebelsheep.com. We're trying to, you know, the sheep help everyone get to sleep, right? You count sheep. The Rebel Sheep says